velocity of an artificial satellite, 5 miles per second, and escape velocity, 7 miles per second. His work would have been a great inspiration to Goddard, had he known about it, especially since Tsiolkovsky had backed up his theories with proven math and science. As a result, his work was little published in his own language, let alone English. Another work-alone rocket recluse at this time was Hermann Oberth. Like von Braun and so many scientists then and since, Oberth was inspired by the writings of Jules Verne. Independent of both Goddard and Tsiolkovsky, Oberth began to develop theories of spaceflight, theories that were highly derided by his peers. He wrote a doctoral thesis based on those theories that was initially rejected as being utopian. Even so, by the time Goddard was deep into his university studies, he was able to obtain some of Tsiolkovsky's writings, the most significant of which involved the speed a man-made object would have to travel to break free of Earth, and how that might be achieved. In 1913, Goddard was working at Princeton University when he became ill again, this time with tuberculosis. He took a long leave of absence from his work, which afforded him the time to flesh out his ideas and theories for a rocket using liquid propellants. A year later, he filed a patent for a liquid rocket using gasoline and liquid nitrous oxide. This would turn out to be one of the most historic patents in rocket science. In 1916, Goddard applied for a research grant from the Smithsonian Institution. In the application, he included a short publication titled "A Method of Reaching Extreme Altitudes." He was awarded $5,000, a tidy sum in 1916. 3 years later, the Smithsonian published Goddard's grant application paper. 1,750 copies were printed and sent around the world. But Goddard would not be satisfied with mere paper and pencil work like Tsiolkovsky and Oberth. He wanted to build flight-worthy rockets to test the many theories that were developing. He quietly ensconced himself in a small workspace in Worcester and began moving his designs from theory to blueprint to hardware. In November 1923, he test-fired the world's first liquid-fuel rocket engine. 2.5 years later, on March 16, 1926, Goddard flew a small oxygen/gasoline liquid fuel rocket, launching it from a remote cabbage farm in nearby Auburn. Its peak altitude, 41 feet. An inauspicious beginning, yet that tiny homemade rocket, with its humble, cork-pop apogee, would one day change everything for everybody. Once news leaked out about Goddard's liquid fuel rocket, Oberth decided to follow with some hardware experiments of his own. In the autumn of 1929, Oberth test-fired a small liquid fuel rocket engine. He was assisted in this project by an enthusiastic 18-year-old German protege who had been following Oberth's work like religious gospel, Wernher von Braun. In the 1950s, the teacher would become the student, as Oberth found himself working under von Braun's direction in the U.S. Army's Redstone missile program. As for Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, he would one day be lauded for his work, albeit posthumously. Among the many honors would be his statue in Moscow as one of the Soviet Union's conquerors of space, a lunar crater named after him, and a Google Doodle. 2. Burning down the house. It takes 65,000 errors before you are qualified to make a rocket. Wernher von Braun. Ever since he was a little boy, the only thing Wernher von Braun wanted in life was to build a rocket and fly to the moon. Many people have all-consuming passions that occupy their thoughts day and night, and for Wernher, this was his. In 1924, on Wernher's 12th birthday, his father had given him a telescope. Like Goddard's tree-climbing experience, this simple event would change the course of history, for it would change the boy who owned it, who would make history. From that day on,